Hi! So I thought I would do a quick video. I don't have a lot of time, but just the main thing that has helped me with my OCD. So I have had OCD since I was probably 11 years old, and I would say it's pretty severe. Um, it has affected me tremendously. Like some days I don't even feel like I can function. Actually, most days I would say I don't feel like I can function when my OCD is really bad. So I went through No CD, um, which is online, and I did therapy. I actually did it twice. I went through the program twice. Um, and the first time I didn't really do the program how they recommended, and it kind of didn't stick that well, and I ended up going back and doing it again. I don't even think I completed it the first time. I just had started it. Um, but the second time around, finally something stuck that really helped, and so I wanted to share that. Because I know people don't have money for therapy. It's really expensive, and so I want to help in any way that I can. I know how absolutely debilitating OCD is. So for me, the main thing that works. So I have had all different categories of OCD, but the main one that I've had recently is pure OCD, which is basically doing compulsions in your head. So no one would physically see me doing compulsions. I'm doing them in my head. But it's still just as bad. There were days where I was repeating stuff so much in my head that I literally wanted to bang my head against a wall. Like I could not stop. And like I cannot even explain how bad it got. Like I straight up thought I should go to a mental institution. I was like, this is bad. I can't stop thinking. Like my brain won't stop repeating and it just gets stuck. I mean, they call it sticky brain for a reason. Something is not functioning properly in your brain when you have OCD. So because this is a short video, I'm going to get right to it. The main thing that helped me was when my therapist told me that, because I wasn't getting better. And I was like, why do I just have stuff stuck in my brain all day and then I can't think clearly? And I realized I was doing mental compulsions without really knowing I was doing it. And so she told me, think of it as a bee sting. Like when you have mental compulsions, think of it as a bee sting. So if there's something that pops into your head that's bothering you and wanting to repeat, or that's an OCD thought, even thinking about it a second time is doing a compulsion. So now I have to kind of like think in my mind, if an OCD thought pops in, I think to myself, bee sting, which means that it's like a bee and it comes and it stings you and that's it. And then it's done. So you're not thinking about it ever again after that point. So it literally can bother you all at once and you're not thinking about what that thought is. So I realized for a long time that I was doing a compulsion because I was thinking about that thought. So say a thought popped in, you ran over something on your way home. Was that a child? And then I would kind of like think about it, and I would think about it obsessively. And I sometimes didn't realize I was doing compulsions. But I was. So now I remind myself it's a bee sting. So if that thought pops in, I do not give it any attention. I completely move on. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling because you're sitting there going, it's bothering me. And you feel like you're going to have a panic attack. As those of you who have OCD know how it feels when you don't do a compulsion. But the more you do it, the better it gets. And it just takes practice. And you just do it over and over and over. And remember, it's a bee sting. So no matter what that intrusive thought is, you're not giving it attention. It's like a bee just came and stung you and then went away. So you're not even thinking about it a second time. Because that is how normal brains work. Like people get OCD or intrusive thoughts all day, but they just let them go like that. The difference with people with OCD is they hang on to them and they ruminate and they do compulsions. And it's just this cycle of like, it just gets stronger and stronger the more you do the compulsions. So rewiring your brain to not act on it will teach your brain that it's not important. And you'll still get those intrusive thoughts, but I feel like they kind of lessen when you don't give them attention. Another thing that my therapist had me do was write down my fears and put them on my mirror, but basically say the opposite of what my OCD brain is telling me. So, for instance, on my mirror, I have written things like, I hope I'm imperfect. I hope things get stuck in my head and I never forget them. I hope I can't function. I hope I can't think clearly. I hope, and it's like all of my fears, but I'm kind of tricking my brain into wanting that to happen, because that's how you turn OCD on its head. OCD plays off of your emotions. So it plays off of your fears and your things that you love. Like for me, it's like oftentimes about my kids or my husband. It plays off your emotions. So turning it on its head often makes the OCD kind of go away. So for me, I try to look at those as much as I can. I don't look at them that much anymore because my OCD has gotten a lot better. But yeah, just like those fears that creep in, like one of my fears is telling a lie. Like I have this crazy fear of lying. And so one of the things I have written on my mirror is, I hope I'm a liar. I want to be a liar, actually. So you make it like this cute board, like a vision board. You make it super cute and put it up on your mirror, and all the things you have fears of, you say, I want that to happen. I hope it happens. And you look at that every day. And so if your fear is getting a disease because you aren't washing your hands enough, then you would write, I hope my hands are really dirty and I get a terrible disease. And it just tricks the OCD and turns it on its head so that it doesn't, it's almost like it tricks the OCD so that the OCD is like, what the heck? And it doesn't act up anymore. Like, and it's not like it's going to go completely away forever, but it just really, really, truly helps. Like, it has really, really helped me. Because like I said, OCD plays off your fears and the things you hold important in life, the things that matter to you. It plays off of your emotions. So my therapist also taught me to act like a bratty teenager to my OCD. So if my OCD is like, you totally hit someone on your way home, then I'm just like, I totally hope I did. Like, and when you do that, it literally like stops it. It's, like I said, it like turns it on its head, where the OCD is like, okay, I guess she doesn't care. And oftentimes, you'll have OCD try to get you in other ways. Like when you kind of stop caring and start to get better in one area, you'll notice that OCD will start bugging you in other areas. Like you'll start having OCD thoughts or intrusive thoughts about other things. And they call it a backdoor spike, when you feel like when you've got your OCD managed and you have, let's say, a certain category like contamination OCD under control, then it oftentimes will come at you with another one like religious OCD or something else. That's called the backdoor spike. So it really is kind of like a monster, is how my therapist referred to it, as like this monster that if you feed it, it gets stronger and stronger. So by doing compulsions, it gets stronger and stronger. If you starve it, it eventually gives up. And so you will feel extremely uncomfortable not doing compulsions, but trust me, that is the way that you get better. And you can start a little bit at a time. You can set goals like, okay, today I'm going to only do this many compulsions instead of this many, or I'm going to try to cut it down by like half. So instead of my washing my hands 50 times, I'm going to try to wash my hands 30 times or whatever. So you can kind of lessen it so that you don't feel as panicky, and start with the one that's the least, that bothers you the least. So start with that one, and you're just not doing compulsions. You're really just sitting with the uncomfortable feeling, and you will feel uncomfortable. But as you get doing stuff, go do stuff while you're feeling uncomfortable. Go do a hobby. Go do things that you like. Go do things that will keep your brain occupied. And eventually that feeling will lessen, and eventually it will go away. But you will feel like you're going to straight up have a panic attack when you avoid doing these compulsions. And the more that you do it, the easier it gets, to the point where sometimes it eventually goes completely away. So I've had compulsions, intrusive thoughts and stuff go completely away. And then it will come at me with something else. It'll be like just a new category. And then I do the same thing with those. I just don't do compulsions. So those are some things that have helped me. And just remember, sit with the uncomfortable, because you will feel uncomfortable. Like you will feel like you're crawling in your skin. But the more that you can not do compulsions, the more you're starving the monster and not feeding the monster. And the more I learned about brain chemistry with OCD, it's basically like you can rewire your brain. And you do that by not doing compulsions. As hard as it is, trust me, I know how hard it is. I struggle with it tremendously on a daily basis. But it does get better. And especially if you can, do your vision board, put it on your mirror, read that every day, your fears that you want to happen now, whatever your fears are, write it down. I want that to happen. I hope that happens. And you can write out everything that's your fears and say, I want that to happen. I hope that happens, and read it every day. Maybe even a couple times a day, a few times a day, as many times as you can. And it eventually starts to you start to care less. And your brain, like I said, you turn the OCD on its head. It's almost like confusing the OCD. It's like, oh, I want that to happen. Oh, okay, she's not scared of that anymore. So maybe we shouldn't do this anymore. Hi, buddy. Anyways, that's what I'm going to share for today.
A treat?
Hi, yes, I will get you a treat. But I hope that helps. I know I went through a lot of therapy and paid a lot of money. So I want to help people for free because it's just expensive to get help. So I'm going to try to post videos when I can. And just know that lots of people struggle with OCD. Lots of us feel
Mom, remember we were going to go to
how
the park?
horrible it feels and how you feel like you're going to die.
Remember we were going
But
to the
you
park?
won't. Yes, we will. But you won't. Just hang in there and try those tips for now. Those helped. Those are the things that helped me the most. So, okay. Bye. Say bye.